Temporary residence permit for family members of Polish citizens and family members of foreigners. Welcome to the website of the Department of Foreigners Affairs of the Masovian Voivodeship Office in Warsaw. From our presentation you will learn how to easily obtain a temporary residence permit in Poland. What documents must you prepare? Where and when to apply them? Welcome. If you are a family member of a foreigner or a Polish citizen. Do you work in Poland? Your family stayed in your country of origin? Do you want to provide your family with legal residence in our country? Apply for a temporary residence permit. If you live in the Masovian Voivodeship, you should report to the Department of Foreigners Affairs of the Masovian Voivodeship Office in Warsaw. Remember, you must submit the application no later than on the last day of your legal stay in Poland. Where can you book a visit? Register on the InPol portal for foreigners, fill in the application and make an appointment at the office at a time convenient for you. After creating an account in the InPol system, you will also have an option to attach scans of documents confirming your purpose of stay, pay the application's fee and tracking the status of the case. Remember that upon arriving for an appointment, you must have a printed and signed form from the InPol system and other required documents. Which documents do you need to prepare? 2 copies of a completed and signed application for a temporary residence permit. Fill in the application in the InPol system, available on our website, thanks to which you will be sure that you have prepared the application correctly. 4 current color photos. 2 photocopies of a valid passport. You will have to show the original to the employee during the visit at the office for inspection. If you are applying on behalf of a spouse who stays outside the borders of the Republic of Poland, a copy of the passport must be confirmed by a Polish consul. Confirmation of the stamp duty paid to the account of the Taxpayer Service Center. The payment is 340 Polish zlotys for considering the application. You can pay this payment on the spot at the office. If you have the attorney, you must also pay stamp duty in the amount of 17 Polish zlotys for the power of attorney. If you are a family member of a Polish citizen, bring along the application. A valid copy of the marriage certificate issued by a Polish register office no earlier than 3 months before submitting the application. In the case of a marriage contracted outside Poland, the certificate should be placed in the Polish registry office. Copy of spouse's identity card, original for inspection. Documents confirming joint residence and running a joint household, joint photos from different periods, family celebrations, joint trips, or lease agreement, joint bills, confirmation of holding a joint bank account, etc. Documents must be submitted on paper. If you have a child, the child's birth certificate, documents confirming possession by the parent who is married to a Polish citizen, a temporary residence permit required by law. In order to apply for a residence permit for a foreigner's family member, your relative must be legally residing in the Republic of Poland on the basis of permanent residence permit. Residence permit for a long-term EU resident. To grant him refugee status. Granting him subsidiary protection. A temporary residence permit issued for at least 2 years, including immediately before submission of an application for a temporary residence for a family member, a permit issued for at least 1 year. Temporary residence permit or national visa for the purpose of scientific research or development. On the basis of a temporary residence permit for the purpose of highly qualified employment. A temporary residence permit granted for the purpose of work in the framework of an intra-corporate transfer. A temporary residence permit granted for the purposes of long-term mobility of a manager, specialist, or trainee employee, in the framework of an intra-corporate transfer. Granting a residence permit for humanitarian reasons. If you are a family member of a foreigner who has legalized stay in Poland, together with the application, bring documents confirming the degree of kinship or affinity recognized by law of the Republic of Poland, for example a civil register deed, birth certificate or marriage certificate. Documents confirming the possession of a residence permit by the foreigner with whom you intend to stay on the territory of the Republic of Poland, for example a photocopy of a residence card. Documents confirming the possession of a stable and regular source of income sufficient for covering the cost of living for oneself and dependent family members. Documents confirming living together and running a common household. Documents confirming health insurance, a document confirming your place of residence, For example, a document confirming your registered address, a lease agreement, or a statement of the person who has the right to occupy a dwelling that he or she will provide you with accommodation. All documents provided by you should be originals or certified copies certified true by a notary or an attorney who is an attorney at law, a legal advisor, a patent attorney or a tax advisor. Documents should be prepared in Polish, and in case of foreign language documents they must be translated by a sworn translator. If the application is complete and submitted during your legal stay in Poland, you will be able to receive a stamp in your passport. If you receive a positive decision, you will have to pay the stamp duty again, this time for issuing a residence card. The payment is paid to the bank account of the Masovian Voivodeship office in Warsaw. All information about payments is available on our website. For what period will you be issued a permit? Temporary residence permits for family members of Polish citizens and family members of foreigners are issued for the period from 3 months to 3 years. At the end of the residence card's validity, you have the option to apply for another permit. To do this, you must submit a new application. Remember, if you receive a negative decision, you have the right to appeal to the second instance authority, to the head of the Office for Foreigners. You must submit the appeal within 14 days of the date receipt of the decision through the authority that issued the decision. Remember that each case is individual, and the application examination process may be longer than that due to various circumstances that may require additional explanation. In the event of loss or damage to the residence card, you should notify the office about it within 3 days from the date of the event, send the form by post, application available on our website and follow the steps outlined there directions. And submit an application for replacement of the document including 2 photos and a photocopy of the valid passport and confirmation of the payment of stamp duty in the amount of 100 Polish zlotys. Submission of a complete and correctly completed application with all the necessary documents speeds up the procedure, thanks to which you will get a residence card faster. For this purpose, use our InPol system available on the website. Frequently asked questions. Can I take up work after being granted a permit on the basis of stay with a foreigner? Yes, because the administrative decision issued for the foreigner's family members entitles you to work without a work permit. The residence card has the annotation, access to the labor market. What is an apostille and in what cases is it required on documents? The apostille is a clause seal that certifies a document drawn up in one country, for example a civil register deed, so that it can be used legally in another. This certificate shall be issued by the competent authority of the country from which the document originates. Applicable to states that are party to the 1961 Hague Convention on the abolition of the requirement of legalization for foreign public documents. An up-to-date list of countries that are party to the Hague Convention is available on the website given below. I am in an informal relationship, engagement. How can I legalize my stay? You should submit an application for a temporary residence permit and indicate the fact of being in an informal relationship, the so-called other circumstances, as the basis for your stay. You can find all of the necessary information on our website. To obtain a residence card, register in the InPol system right away. Get access to the online platform. Attach the necessary documents to the case. Make an appointment. Come to the office and submit an application. Then track the case in the system. If you have questions, we will answer them. Write or call to us. Take part in events organized by the Department of Foreigners Affairs, informational Saturdays or open days. Details will be available on our website.